If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. With Indeed, everything hiring is all in one place, and it makes it so easy. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences each day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. The more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join the more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Indeed.com/podcast. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Good evening, Karen DeVanie.
Good evening, Anne Varner.
We're a Sugar-Coated Murder Podcast.
Are you
That's
sure?
what we do.
Are you sure?
That's who we are.
That's who we are.
It's what we do.
It's what we do, and we just can't be anything else.
No, we've proven to ourselves and many people around us that this is really
us.
This is
And it just happens to be on a microphone, but
Yeah.
pretty much this is us.
Y'all, we're drinking tonight.
Okay. Confession time. We're not even 5 minutes in. I am halfway done with my drink. Sorry. So Anne Varner mixed us up some special drinks tonight. It's called Key.
No, we're not telling them what the name of it is.
We are not
because
telling
the person
you.
who shared the recipe with us
Said we couldn't.
said we couldn't share the name.
We are not telling you the name of the recipe.
Mm-mm.
Are we telling them any of the ingredients?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the ingredients within are, and we're not going to tell you measurements. It's all up to you. I'm leaving it all up to you. It's coconut vodka, right? No, coconut.
I'll tell the recipe
could you please
since I'm the
say
one
it?
that mixed the drink.
Could you do it, please? I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Bye.
You're going to need to get yourself some lime vodka. I am a huge fan of Absolute vodka, so that is the only brand I choose to purchase at this time. If a vodka company contacted us and said, "Hey, ladies,"
We'll change in a heartbeat.
I'll dump them.
We'll change in a fish fart. That's what we'll do.
A fish. Wow. Wow.
I mean, that's how serious we are.
Anywho, you're going to do lime vodka and coconut rum.
Yes.
I'm not picky about my rum. I mean, I should be, but I'm not.
But we could learn to be if we
sure.
got a sponsor.
If you got a rum company and you want me to drink your rum on air and talk about it,
Girl, stop
I'm
it.
all about your rum.
Stop talking about a dream come true. Don't tease
So
me.
you're going to take your lime vodka and your coconut rum, and you're going to mix them together, and you're going to put some pineapple juice on the top.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer fresh, not fresh, but pure pineapple juice.
No, nothing added. No,
It's
nothing.
just, you read the ingredients, and it's pineapple juice.
And that's all.
That's it.
That's all, folks.
Yes, it is a little bit more expensive than regular pineapple juice, but the other stuff, for whatever reason, my face gets all lit up, and
Me too.
so
Look at me. I'm not lit up yet.
I'm
I'm
no,
done.
you are almost done with your
I'm
drink.
shaking my ice, girl.
Yeah.
Because I'll be going in for another.
Yeah,
So y'all just hold the friggin' hell on.
This is a
gonna be a
delightful,
night.
refreshing, tropical kind of drink.
So good. One that
Lime
you definitely
vodka.
want to drink in the summertime.
Yes.
Summertime.
Oh, and I went by Chick-fil-A and got some pellet ice.
Of course she did.
I buy them 2 bags at a time, and they're 5-pound bags,
Yeah.
and I keep them in my freezer.
All I can say is yeehaw.
So I got that drink over pellet ice, and that's what we're having to drink tonight.
Yes, and somehow your floor is suddenly very slanted.
Oh, no.
I keep reaching for stuff, and then I'm like, wait.
She might be sitting down before this is over.
Cross-legged
So it's your
in the
turn
middle
to
of the
cook.
floor. Well, yeah, I know.
I'm a
Get
little
ready.
nervous about what we're
Well,
having.
you should be.
What are you cooking?
I am cooking. Okay, so it is, for all intents and purposes, I mean, look at the temperature out there. It's summer.
It is.
So, I decided I love a toasted marshmallow in the summertime. As a matter of fact, I don't think toasted marshmallows ever go out of season.
They don't.
So, I'm making for us tonight a Mexican hot chocolate cookie with toasted marshmallows on top.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
And the other thing that never goes out of season is using my blowtorch.
That's right.
And I'm so excited.
Drinking in a blowtorch. Somebody call the fire department. We're going to need them on standby.
Oh, goodness. I'm not really steady
Now
on
I'm watching how you're measuring it.
It's, you know what? It's a suggestion. It's a vibe. It's just a suggestion. It's a suggestion.
Just a little suggestion.
Yeah, those numbers are just suggestions.
Okay. All right. Well, Mexican hot chocolate cookies
Here
with marshmallows with
Yes.
a blowtorch.
Yes.
And some sort of a drink that's got lime vodka, coconut rum, and fresh pineapple juice.
Girl, stop it.
It's a good night at my house.
It's a wing dingo.
A wing dingo. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Guys, I just have to say this because I'm just saying we're so excited about something that's getting ready to happen.
Oh my God, what is it? Did you tell me about it?
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know?
It's happening on Saturday.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Sorry,
Just
Lyndon.
kidding.
She really
I
knows.
was taking a sip of drink, Lyndon. It's fine.
Anywho, we are doing a collaboration. We're starting a new series. Don't know how long it's going to last, but we're going to try to do it once a month called Slaying in the Kitchen
Yeah,
with Sugar-Coated Murder.
that's right.
And so our first victim, bless his little heart, is Lyndon, and he has a podcast. And I'm not going to tell you about his podcast. I'm going to save that for the introductions. But I will tell you he's got a great accent. And so
I can't wait
we're
to
actually
use my
gonna-
accent with him so you can tell
I think
me
it's going
how
to offend
authentic
him.
it is.
Yeah.
What?
So and so he's going to come on Saturday, and we're going to bake together. So he's not a baker, but he will be playing one on Saturday.
Yes.
And we've sent him a recipe, and we're going to bake alongside of him, and we'll both be on video in the kitchen baking, and we have a specific murder case that we're going to talk about with him as well. So we're going to start trying to do these once a month. I think it's really fun to see if other people are willing to bake with us.
Yes.
And then if they actually survive slaying in the kitchen with us.
I know. It'd be so exciting.
Yeah, so that is, we're going to do that on Saturday, but it'll post on our regular episode night.
Right, because our special guest is in a different time zone.
He's in a whole different time zone.
There may be water between us.
That's enough! You're going to ruin it! Close the vault!
Oh, Lordy B. All right, well, we've talked about that. We got that. We're up to date. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk about murder.
I think you should.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
I'm going to do it quick before I have too much to drink. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This suggestion was sent to us by our best friend, Annette.
I know we have a best friend.
Yeah.
Her name's Annette.
She lives in Iowa.
I love her. I love her.
I love her.
I love her.
Hey, Annette.
Hey, Annette. And she loves us.
Yes, she does. She loved us enough to send us a murder.
She asked us for a recipe, sent us a murder, and then sent us a recipe.
And we're going to do her recipe on another show.
Yes, we are, girl.
So I'm
We're
excited. But yep, Annette sent me this one, and this is all about that. You know, you're familiar with the story, that Corn Rake murder.
Oh, I never heard of that.
What?
What?
Come on now.
Corn Rake murder. That
You
sounds
never heard of Todd
gruesome.
Mullis, the hog farmer from Iowa?
Oh, God.
No?
No, but I'm about to.
Yeah. Well, he's not a very nice man.
Really?
Just going to tell you.
That's how he ended up on our podcast.
That's exactly right. And now we're going to talk about him. First, I'm going to tell you a little tiny bit about his wife, Amy. Amy loved to fish and hunt, and she really enjoyed the great outdoors. She was a nurse, a registered nurse, and after many years of marriage, she gave up her nursing job to work on the farm that she and her husband had.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a hog farm. hog farm. I don't know the ins and outs of what happens on a hog farm, but
Don't want to know. I'm good.
I know it's a very lucrative business.
And there's hogs and there's farming, and that's all we need to know.
Right. So Amy was a very loving mother, but she didn't seem to really be an especially faithful wife. She had a little bit of a habit of maybe stepping out on the marriage.
That's not nice.
So she had an affair in 2013, which caused a lot of trouble.
I can see how.
But she and Todd agreed that they would work things out, push through, and remain happily married.
Okay.
To some degree. And it was about that time that Amy gave up her career in nursing.
Oh.
And went to work on the farm. Now, Todd had a reputation for being very controlling and possessive. And as a matter of fact, some of Amy's friends used to call her POT, prisoner of Todd, because he was so out of control.
That's not
right. But in 2018, Amy had another affair.
Oh, gosh.
So,
she's not helping
well, her husband
at all.
accused her of having an affair.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain that was what happened, but
he accused her, but we don't know.
There was some talk of an affair. I don't like to speak ill of those that are no longer with us, so I cannot confirm whether or not there was an affair.
Okay.
But I will say Todd was super mad when he found out. And Amy was preparing to leave Todd, but she was very, very scared about, how he would react. They had 3 children, and she wanted to make sure everybody was safe and do it the right way. And so they just kind of went on about their day, getting by like everybody else in America does.
That's what we do, girl.
On the morning of November the 10th, 2018, Amy, Todd, and their 13-year-old son, Tristan, were getting ready for a shipment of pigs. There were some pigs coming in, and they had to get the barn ready.
Pigs here?
Pigs are here! Somebody fry up the bacon. The pigs are here.
Well, if you got bacon, girl, the pigs done been here. They've been here a little while.
So they have a little bit of breakfast, and Amy had some outpatient surgery like 4 days before this, so she was moving a little slow.
I miss the bowl.
I see. Wow, these are going to be really good cookies, y'all.
It's all
really
just
good.
an estimate.
It is. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see if I can figure out where the heck I was before she.
I'm sorry before I missed the whole bowl.
So she's a little sore, and she goes out to the barn a little bit after the men. And then there are 2 younger kids, and they stay in the house. So now we've got Tristan, the 13-year-old, Todd, and Amy cleaning the barn.
Okay.
And Amy was doing some dusting, like there were some light fixtures in the barn, and she was dusting them off. It's a fire hazard when you get all that build up on those light bulbs that stay on.
Oh, yeah, they get all dusty. And
she was cleaning those off and replacing any that needed to be replaced, which required her to stand on a bucket, and she got a dizzy spell. So she had to sit down for a minute.
I hate those dizzy spells.
Yeah. And she told everybody, she said, I'm fine. She goes back and she starts cleaning again, and she gets another dizzy spell. And this time both her husband and her son say, you need to go lay down, go rest. And she feels bad because, she wants to contribute, but she asks, is there anything I can do? And Todd tells her, yeah, why don't you stop off at the red shed, on the way to the house, and grab that pet carrier we have in there.
The pet carrier?
A pet carrier.
Okay.
Because I got some kittens that have gone, the mama cat has gone and had some kittens in my
barn cats.
In my workshop, and I need to gather them kittens
Oh,
up.
got to get them kittens out.
Which is interesting. I'll come back to. Don't let me forget to tell you about them kittens.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
so Amy leaves, heads off to the red shed, and Tristan and Todd continue doing their thing. Todd steps out for a drink of water. He comes back in. They work a little bit more, and then Todd says, "Hey, Tristan, I noticed the pet carrier that I asked your mom to get isn't where I told her to leave it. So why don't you head over to the red shed and check on her, make sure everything's all right."
Okay. Make sure she didn't have another one dizzy.
Sure. So Tristan heads to the red shed. Todd heads to the house. Well, next thing you know, Tristan is yelling for his dad to come to the shed. Tristan had found Amy slumped on the ground of the shed with a corn rake jammed in her back. A corn rake. Now, a corn rake...
All I can say is freaking ouch.
Yeah. It's not like a normal rake that you rake your leaves with.
No.
A corn rake is what a farmer uses to pick up corn.
Yeah.
So it's a little sturdier than a regular rake, and it's kind of the shape of a shovel, and it's got 4 tines on the end of it. So not a pitchfork, but this is a corn rake.
Sure.
Okay? It's a very hardy tool.
It is hardy, but is it real sharp?
It's pointy. Yeah, because you can, jab it to get your corn off the ground.
All right.
So, but, no, I wouldn't say it was, I don't know. I don't remember it being like a knife sharp. But
I don't think so.
I guess if you were backing up and you accidentally backed into it, maybe
At full speed.
Maybe if you ran into it
backwards,
then you could get it stuck in your back.
Yeah, but it's not, okay. I'm just saying it didn't slide in like hot butter.
No, I wouldn't think so. No. But, so here comes Todd. Tristan's a mess saying, oh my God, I can't feel it. There's no pulse. Mom's not breathing. She's got this rake sticking out of her back. Ugh. Todd runs into the red shed.
Red shed.
And he pulls the rake out of Amy's back and picks her up and runs to the truck. Tristan gets in the passenger side. Todd throws Amy in next to Tristan, and he hops in the driver's seat, starts driving, and calls 911.
All right.
Okay?
That's what you should do.
Is it?
Oh.
Is it?
Well, it depends on where you are, because if you're out on a farm and 911, the rescue squad isn't real close to you, you call 911 and you hope that you meet them along the way.
All right, well, here, I'm going to tell you something, because in case this ever happens to me, I'm going to give you a little bit of information that you might not otherwise know.
Maybe I should ask some of my rescue squad friends.
Now, I did go to nursing school, but I never finished it. But I damn sure took anatomy like 4 times before I passed it. So I know a lot about the human body.
Oh, are you saying should he have taken the rake out? No.
Correct.
No.
Step one, don't take the rake out.
I was on the, should he have put her in the car and started out?
No, we got to go way back to let's don't even move anything, because my thought is, how the hell did you get a rake in your back?
Well, that is true.
Because you think if I step on a rake, the front of it, the handle's going to hit me.
I'm just saying that rake flew.
How'd that happen, right? Freak accident, right?
Very weird, very strange.
So, yeah. And then, again, were it me, even if I lived in a rural area, I might just call the 911 people and see if they had anything they could tell me. Should I back the truck up and put her in the bed of the truck with the rake still in her? Should I not move her? Like, what do you want me to do to save my wife?
Okay.
Granted, Tristan... Is
that what you want us to do if you get a rake in you? You just want us to call 911 first?
I think that would be for the best.
Don't touch anything. Don't make any sudden moves. Just call the 911.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, listen, here comes Alexa. She's telling us to take out the trash.
Yes, she is. I just wish you could hear what my Alexa says.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Nope.
It gets a little crazy up in her house. We're just taking the trash out there.
Yeah. No, we don't do that.
Sidebar, though, I know I'm right in the middle of a murder, but I will tell you guys, I set my Alexa alarm up, and Keith Morrison, who is our true crime favorite reporter.
Yes, everybody knows him.
Wakes me up in the mornings now.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, he doesn't say wake up. He's like, good morning, it's time to wake up. Or is it? He has different little things that he says, and I love it. It makes me happy. Anyway, back to the story. He's calling 911 from his truck. He's driving down the road. The 911 operator asks, did you do CPR? He said no.
Is he driving down the road trying to loosen his load?
Yes, because he's got a lot of things on his mind.
Maybe not a rake in his wife's back.
I don't think he's worried about that, to be honest
with
you. So the operator says, I need you to pull over because we're never going to be able to find you if you keep driving.
Oh, God.
So just sit still and let us get to you.
Sit still.
So a sheriff's deputy comes upon him, and he's waving him down. He's got blood all over him because,
well, there was a rake.
There was a rake, and maybe not a lot of blood when it happened, but when you remove the rake, then you're opening up everything. So anyway, the sheriff's deputy comes over. Again, he says, have you done CPR? Todd says, no, I just picked her up and threw her in the truck.
Threw her right in there like a baseball.
The deputy pulls her out and starts doing CPR on the side of the road.
Ugh.
And then the medics come, And they pick her up, they get her, and they are able to kind of keep her going. She gets to the emergency room, which ironically is the emergency room where she had been a nurse. So a lot of the people there know her.
They'll be nice to her then.
Exactly. But unfortunately, she doesn't make it.
Oh, no.
Soon after she's brought into the emergency room, she's pronounced dead.
Debbie dies?
It's Amy.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Amy.
There's no Debbie in my story.
Amy.
I mean, there may be somewhere along, but so far
Maybe it
I
was
got
a nurse that I knew, and
maybe,
I just ran across
maybe
them.
you're just being a Debbie Downer. I don't really know what your problem is, but it's Amy. Amy's dead.
I'm sorry.
Amy died.
She did.
So a good friend of hers happens to be the medical director of the emergency department, and she goes over and she takes a look at Amy's body because what she's heard is there was a freak farm accident and Amy is dead. So she goes over and checks things out. Well, the very first thing she notices...
Into the blast chiller we go.
Okay. The first thing she notices is that instead of 4 puncture wounds on Amy's back, there are 6, which is very unusual because a corn rake only has 4 tines.
Oh, look
Right?
at this girl. She's a
4.
smart little chicken.
Well, I'm guessing in that area, maybe you know a lot about farming.
Maybe she's seen a corn rake in her day.
So, she also happens to be a medical examiner, and she makes sure...
Am I washing dishes with this?
Yes, it is a clean new sponge. But don't forget, that side doesn't have the disposal in it.
I know. There's no disposing.
Anyway, so this lady, makes sure she gets the body to where it needs to be. And she goes in and starts doing her investigation. Meanwhile, the police start investigating Todd. So,
Todd?
Again, we're going to start out with, why didn't you call 911 when you found your wife, right?
Yeah, probably.
And why did you take that dang rake out?
Yeah, that was a bad thing. And why are there 6 holes and not 4?
Right. And I think the 911 operator would have said, you need to leave that rake in because you could do more damage taking it out than leaving it in.
Yeah, and it's just going to cause all the bleeding to happen.
Right. Let the professionals take care of it. So, now, they also take a look at the marriage. And it turns out that Amy and Todd had been in counseling, and things were not going as Todd had hoped.
Oh, no.
And they start looking into Todd's activity on the internet, and they get a hold of his iPad. And Todd's been doing some real interesting searches on his computer as of late.
Oh. What's he been searching for? Places to put the kittens? Like homes for the kittens?
No. Organs in the body, like where they're located.
Oh, my God.
Killing unfaithful women.
No. Is there a Google search for that?
I don't know. What happens to cheaters in history? And here's my favorite. What happened to cheating spouses in historic Aztec tribes? Right? Because you want to know how the Aztecs killed their cheating spouses.
Are you sure you want to know? That's random as hell.
Another thing investigators figure out is that hog farm was worth millions of dollars. And if Amy was to leave Todd,
she would get half.
Right. So, that sounds like motive to me, but
it does sound like motive to me.
And what's up with sending your 13-year-old son
That's
to check on your wife?
Disgusting. That's a disgusting thing.
Think about if
that's heartless.
If I had gone out for a sip of water and I noticed the pet carrier wasn't out, I'd probably mosey on over to the red shed
and check on it myself. Check on it my damn self. Ames, not Debbie.
Where's that pet carrier? How come you didn't get it out? Especially because I'm controlling and possessive. I want to know.
I want to know exactly what you've done
but
and why.
Instead, he goes out and says, 13-year-old Tristan, can you go check on your mama?
Because I know exactly what you're going to find.
I'm going to go in the house. I'm not going to come with you.
Go get a sip of water while you get completely traumatized for the rest of your life.
Exactly. I'm going to go get my keys because I have a feeling I'm going to need them.
And we'll need to act like I need my keys.
Oh, for shame, Todd.
Oh,
for shame.
Todd.
So they ended up arresting old Todd on February the 28th, 2019, and they set his bail at $5 million.
Oh my goodness, Todd, did you have that money?
And he told them in court, I could pay $1 million bond. If you could put it at $1 million, I could pay that, no problem.
Oh, then I'd have been like, okay, well then it's $6 billion.
Nobody changed it. It stayed at $5 million.
Like,
So
they
he
didn't
hung
do him
out.
any favors?
So he hung out. But
Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, Todd, I'm so sorry that the court treated you that way.
Listen, this tells you how the crime rate is in this part of Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested February 28th. His court went to trial in September.
He went to trial in September.
His court. God,
I don't know why his court.
He went to court for his trial in September. Of
that same year?
that same year.
Lord have mercy.
I know. Most people are sitting on
The dock of the bay.
the dock of the bay forever.
Yeah.
So, it took the jury 7 days to find him guilty of first-degree murder, which in the state of Iowa, you have a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Just before the reading of the sentence, Todd's attorney filed a motion for a new,
I'm sorry.
a new trial, and there was another motion that had something to do with arrest of judgment or whatever. It all came down to them being mad because in one of the recordings of Todd being interviewed by the police, maybe they left the room or something and left the tape playing, and he might have said, cheating whore, whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
And his attorney didn't feel like the jury should have heard it.
They shouldn't hear that.
So
nobody should be saying it
the
either.
judge said denied, and then he sentenced him. So here's the thing that kind of makes me mad, though. You also have a mandatory payment for victim restitution with that Class A felony, which is first-degree murder, a payment of $150,000 for victim restitution. I believe it should have been way more than $150,000, but that's what the judge made him pay, $150,000. I think he should have said, well, I remember you telling me you had $1 million to get yourself out of jail. Why not you pay that to the family?
That's a great idea.
Right. It's like, let's take that and give it to your kids.
Because you already said you have it. I got that in cash right now.
Exactly.
I can just write you a check.
Exactly. So let's make sure your kids are well taken care of, because you got 3 of them that now have 0 parents.
Yeah, because you killed their mama with a rake.
Right. Well, so the judge did $150,000, which I think is just a bunch of BS.
That's not enough.
But good news, because Amy's family has gone in, and in December of 2020, they filed a wrongful death suit against Todd.
Oh, super. I like that.
So that is awaiting trial.
Gotta hit them where it hurts.
And they didn't ask for a certain amount, but asked the court
To come up
to
with
come up with a fair judgment. So I'm hoping that, maybe what will happen
Hopefully
is
they come back and say all of it.
like they'll sell that farm
Yep.
and then give the kids the money
It
so
would be so nice.
they could get educations and any kind of therapy they might need, because their dad's a murderer.
And that
mom's dead.
13-year-old
Yeah.
will never be able to unsee that.
Yeah. So evidently that happened in Annette's part of the world.
Annette,
in
be
Iowa.
careful out there, honey.
I know.
You're our best friend. We worry for you.
And we will post a picture of what a corn rake looks like for those of you who do not know.
Yes.
I have a picture, and we'll show you what that looks like.
I'm excited to see it
So
myself.
you can determine whether or not you think it could somehow miraculously, maybe she fell into it, like she backed up into it.
Then she was like,
and then,
lean forward.
and then she went back.
Lost her balance because she was drinking some good
here's
vodka.
let me tell you, I forgot to tell you about the cats, remember?
Don't forget to tell us about the cats.
Well, there were surveillance cameras, of course, because it's a hog farm. You're going to have surveillance, right, all over the place.
Yeah. Well, especially Mr. Control Freak. Got to know what Amy's doing every day.
Those damn cameras were off. It seems Todd felt like probably the cats had gotten it there, and they had banged around the equipment, and it had mysteriously come undone.
I think he felt like those kitty cats needed privacy.
Blame it on the cats. I think it was the cats the whole way through.
Yeah.
The cats turned off the cameras. The cats scared her and made her back really hard into a
And
rake.
then when she tried to get up, they jumped and pushed her back.
Here's another thing about the puncture wounds that the medical examiner said. They were going in 2 different directions.
Oh.
So it's like she backed into it and they were going up, and then she came out and somehow she was able to flip that rake over, so then they were going down.
It's the kitty cats. They're super cats. No wonder he needed them in a carrier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's the corn rake.
Way to go, Todd, you big dingleberry.
The corn rake killer.
You big corn rake asshole.
Watch your mouth.
I mean, that's not the F word.
It doesn't matter.
All right. You big a-hole.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. He really SUCKS's.
Oh. Or if you really want to be quick, you just say S-U-X.
S-U-X. I am deeply disappointed in your behavior, Todd.
Todd, we don't like you. We absolutely do not like you.
Don't care.
We are not sending you a Christmas card.
No.
We are not baking you cookies. And right now, we are flipping you the bird.
Exactly. Because we're allowed to do that.
Because you can't see us.
That's right.
All right.
Well,
that's your murder.
my murder.
Thanks, Annette, our new best friend.
what's happening in the kitchen? Because I don't see any baking. There's no parchment paper on the pan.
It's in the blast chiller.
Why are you doing the can?
But it's not. I'm doing exercises. Don't you know the difference? Shut up. It's exercising.
What were you trying to do just now?
Just touch my knee. Like, get it up close enough to touch my knee.
Touch your knee with what?
My hand.
Well, it's not working.
That's why I'm keeping on trying.
Oh, my God. I'm feared for you.
Well, I am too. I'm on the water now because I'm already drunk.
All right. Put it on pause and maybe mix her another beverage so she
Please.
can tell her story.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
All right. Okay, we're back.
That's been fun. Y'all have no idea.
I'll just say Karen's sitting down now.
Yep.
It was necessary.
It's necessary to sit down. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
There's sounds.
And here's the thing. I thought Anne had fixed herself another drink, and it turns out she's only halfway done, and I drained mine.
Yeah, I'm not a guzzler.
Turns out I'm a guzzler. So, forgive me as I slur through this
I won't
myrrh.
be fixing her another because I feel like one's plenty.
Oh, my husband will not be able to deal with me if I have another. He'll be sending me back up here.
Oh, God, we cannot have that. A girl needs her beauty sleep.
Okay, I have a murder. How scary was that? It was so creepy, wasn't it?
I was really creeped out.
Oh, everybody, y'all are creeped out. Okay, here we go and begin. So, we're in the early 1990s. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay.
So you going to tell it?
No, that's
Or you
it.
just going to sit there?
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Scene. No. So, there was a serial killer on the loose, but people didn't know it.
Wait, did we tell people we were doing an improv class?
No, but you're in the middle of my murder. Can we do this after? Jeez.
All right, back. All right, 1990s.
Squirrel.
Blah, blah, blah.
Squirrel. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Serial killer, but there's not much coverage in the press about it at that time. And many people at the time felt that it was due to a race and gender issue. I'm not saying one way or the other because I wasn't there. The victims were young black females. Some of them were mothers of very young children.
Aww.
Some of them were young college students. They ranged in age from 18 to 35 years old.
God, why are you going to do stuff so tragic?
I don't know. I guess I really like the what's
You
that
really
word?
are Debbie Downer.
Macabre.
Oh, God.
And you have to say it just like that. Macabre.
Macabre.
Not la.
Macabre. Macaw. It's a bird. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So at the time, there were only 7 full-time investigators on staff.
Oh.
Right. And there were over 400,000 people in that city at the time. So they're very overworked.
Yeah.
Very overworked. So,
A common problem in the 1990s, if you'll recall.
yes. Unfortunately, each murder case was treated separately. They were assigned to different detectives, and they were not linked and compared. It was just, we have a murder, you're on this one. You have another murder, you're on this one. Nobody looked at it as a series.
Gotcha.
hence cereal. Yeah. Hence, I say hence a lot when I drink. So, the MO of the killer seemed kind of sloppy as well. So not easily recognizable as an actual serial killer. So at the end of this, I'm going to want to know if you feel like, was this really a serial killer?
Okay. I'll let you know.
So as the case unfolded, okay.
Well, you're going to have to be real clear on your story for me to be able to determine.
Okay, so the whole case unfolded very discreetly, okay? And it started out with the case of Caroline Love. Caroline worked at a local Bojangles, and in June 19th of 1992, the manager of the Bojangles contacted Kathy Love to let her know that her sister had not shown up for work 2 nights in a row, not shown up for her shifts, which is very unusual.
I found Bojangles fries to be very spicy.
Their fries? They're very salty.
Yeah.
I do enjoy to dip them in a honey mustard.
I'm not a big fan of honey mustard.
I know. But back to the reason we're here. So he reached out to Kathy Love to let her know that her sister had not shown up for a couple of days. So Kathy went to Caroline's apartment and found that Caroline was not there, but nothing really stood out as being odd. So she called Caroline's roommate, Sadie, and I love that name. And the roommate said she actually had not heard from Caroline either and was growing concerned. So Kathy and the roommate went to the police and talked to Detective Rice, and he spoke with Caroline's boss at the Bojangles, who told him that Caroline left the evening of the 15th and she had exchanged a $10 bill for a roll of quarters and said she was going home to do laundry.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like laundry.
Laundry night. So she had been picked up by her cousin and had never been heard from again. So they interviewed the cousin, and he said he dropped her off at her apartment, and she seemed fine and mentioned that she was going to do laundry for the evening. That was it. So Detective Rice goes to her apartment to look around, and he actually notices some things that did stand out to him because he has a trained eye.
He got the eye.
It's the eye of the tiger. So he notices that some of the furniture seemed askew, as if maybe there had been a struggle, and then maybe it had been haphazardly kind of placed back.
Right.
There was a full laundry basket.
Yeah, if you've got a carpet, it's a telltale sign. Yes. You can never get it lined up just right.
No. So, and there was a full laundry basket there.
Oh.
Laundry night. That's weird.
Laundry, was it clean or dirty?
Dirty.
Dun, dun, dun.
And there were no sheets on her bed.
Oh.
But they were not found in the laundry basket.
Oh, no.
And the roll of quarters was not there.
Somebody stole the quarters?
Seems like it. So Caroline Love was listed as a missing person with possible foul play. All the leads that they got went nowhere, and the detective is absolutely stumped as to what happened. Like, there is nothing. There's no clues. There's no fingerprints. There's nothing. So it really kind of just dries up and goes nowhere.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
So 7 months later, February 19th, 1993, Sylvia Sumpter. Well,
can't read your writing.
Sumpter. I'm going to say Sumpter, but it could have been Sampter, but I think it's Sumpter. Sylvia, she arrives home from work in time to make dinner for her daughter, Shauna. Shauna was a commuter student at Piedmont Central Community College. Her daily routine was that she attended class while her mom worked, and in the afternoons, Shauna would pick up her godson from school and drop him off, and then go home and do homework or go work a shift at the Taco Bell where she worked, and then she would return home and have dinner with her mom.
Nice.
So Sylvia gets home, and Shauna's purse and coat are there, and it's February. So normally Shauna would have her coat on, and she never left anywhere without her purse. So there was no Shauna. So Sylvia calls Taco Bell, and Taco Bell says she wasn't even scheduled to work. So she wasn't there, and they weren't expecting her. So then she calls Shauna's boyfriend, Daryl, And Daryl says he has not heard from her all day. So Sylvia is really getting worried. She finds out Shauna never got the godson from school either.
Oh, golly.
So she's like, this is so out of character. So she is in an outright panic. She calls Daryl again, and he comes over to console Sylvia and try to figure out if they can figure out where she is. So they start searching the house for clues. So Daryl goes down into a downstairs bathroom, and he sees that the rug is askew.
Askew. But you can never get it just right.
No, it's askew. And also, it's soaking wet.
Oh, no.
And he's like, this is so weird. So he's standing there trying to figure out what's going on, and he actually sees someone crouching behind the shower curtain.
No way.
Everybody's worst nightmare.
Holy crap.
He rips open the curtain and finds Shauna naked in a tub of water, lifeless.
Oh, my God.
Face up.
Lord have mercy.
Do you need another sip of drink? Are you going to be okay? This is only like the second page.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You might need to take a pill.
How scary?
That would have freaked me out for the rest of my life.
Are you saying I'm not having the appropriate reaction?
No, I'm saying I'm worried because we are just 2 people in and we got a long ways to go, and I'm upset that you are going to have a heart attack.
The man has just found his dead girlfriend floating in a tub behind a shower curtain.
Not what he thought it was.
I'm a little upset by it.
You're askew.
I am not askew.
You are emotionally askew.
I am not. I know exactly how I feel.
Okay, so anyway, he finds her lifeless body, and upon examination, they discovered that Shauna's skull had lacerations and bruising all over it, and it looked as if she had been knocked unconscious and then strangled to death. So it was obvious that she had been murdered. So the police could not figure out a motive or any suspects. They talked to all of her friends. They talked to people at school. There was just nothing out of the ordinary that anybody could put their finger on. So that case just kind of goes nowhere. So in June of 1993, Audrey Spain, who's 24 years old, fails to show up 2 nights in a row at her shift at Taco Bell. And the Taco Bell manager tries to reach her sister, but he couldn't. So he decides to go over to Audrey's apartment. So he gets there, and her car was there. The manager.
Wow, that's really nice.
I think it was nice. He knew where she lived. I guess it wasn't very far. And he decides to go over there and see if she's okay, because he couldn't get her sister on the phone. So he goes over there and notices that her car is there, but he knocks on the door really, really hard, and she didn't answer. So the next day, when she again didn't show up, he went back over and begged the janitor to let him in the apartment. So the 2 men enter the apartment, and they find Audrey dead on her bed, unclothed, and strangled with several articles of clothing, including her bra, which really pisses me off.
I do.
And the clothing was actually still around her neck. So in 1 year, we now have a missing person and 2 murders that involve young Black females in their homes. No forced entry, no witnesses, no suspects, but nobody's connecting these murders because they're being investigated by different investigators, and they're not talking.
But from what you've said so far, they don't seem to have the same MO.
You're right. They don't. The only MO is the victim, the race and the gender of the victim, where it happens. Pretty much. That's the only thing. And when you're talking about a city of 400,000 people, they're probably not the only young Black females that were killed during that time.
Yeah, I'm sure that. So I get why they didn't connect them.
No, they did it. They weren't making the connection. So
it's good, nor am I.
Okay.
I'm not making the connection.
No. So on September 15th of the same year, Michelle Stinson is found in her kitchen by her 2 young sons, 3 years old and 1 year old.
Oh, man.
In a pool of her own blood. She had been raped, then stabbed, and beaten, and then strangled. And the police start thinking maybe there's a connection here, but the MO is not lining up.
Right.
Like it just, now, is it that whoever's doing this is adding a feature, an MO feature each time? Like, did he start out one way and he's going to do it that way and then add something? They're like, this is kind of weird. So the lead honcho of all the detectives.
Did this last girl work at a fast food restaurant as well?
No.
Okay. So now we've got, it's not the Taco Bell or the Bojangles killer.
No. And she is in her home. So it's like, so is she connected? Is she not connected? Mm-hmm. We don't know. She had been strangled, but they couldn't tell what she had been strangled with.
Right.
So
thank goodness it wasn't her brassiere.
She did not have a bra wrapped around her, which is good. So the lead honcho detective is assigned by upper brass to pull all of these cases together and try to figure out what are we missing. So, and then the crimes go quiet until February of 1994. So then they're like, did we have a serial killer? Did he just stop? Like, what's going on? So the next thing that happens is February of 1994, Vanessa Mack's mom arrives in the wee early morning to pick up Vanessa's 4-month-old grandson so Vanessa could go work at her early Sunday morning shift at the Carolinas Medical Center.
She was picking up Vanessa's grandson?
She was picking up her grandson.
Okay, Vanessa's son.
Vanessa's son.
Gotcha.
Yes, so that Vanessa could go work her shift. And it was like, she was supposed to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. She was actually there a little bit earlier. When she arrived, she noticed that the door was ajar, not askew.
Right.
And then she called out to Vanessa, but there was no answer. So then she sees the 4-month-old asleep on the couch.
Oh, Lord.
Right. And he has on his play clothes from the day before.
Oh, Lord.
And we all know babies grow dirt and you change them constantly. And so she was like, this is really weird.
Right.
So she goes back in the bedroom and she discovers Vanessa's lifeless body heaped on a bed amongst a bunch of covers. And at first she didn't even know it was Vanessa. She thought it was just a bunch of covers. Mm-hmm. And then when she went back in, she was like, oh my gosh, I think that's a body. And it was Vanessa. Mm. Vanessa was partially clothed, strangled with a pillowcase. Mm. Yeah. Now the police are saying, okay, somebody's doing something to these women. We don't know if maybe it's multiple people and that's why they're all a little bit different. So they're confused, but they can see, okay, we think that there's a connection. We're going to start treating it like it's a connection. So in March.
Maybe it's like twins or triplets or something. And they're all siblings and they're doing it. But
everybody has their own style. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that was in February that Vanessa got discovered.
Of 94.
March of 94, there are 3 more murders in 3 days.
Oh,
the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th.
Dang.
So this time, the crime scenes are a mess. Oh. Not bloody, sloppy. Oh. Not cleaned up. There were fingerprints left behind. It just like everything was askew.
This must be the middle child.
Yes, this is the middle child who's like, I don't even want to freaking do this.
Right.
I don't give a crap. Just let me check the box and get the hell out. So now they've called the FBI in. And at first, the FBI didn't even see that these killings are from a serial killer. They're like, this doesn't fit a serial killer MO. Serial killers are very organized. Serial killers usually have a kit that like a kill kit that they take with them. Right. This guy is using random items in the person's house.
Well, maybe he didn't study up on what serial killers were supposed to do.
Obviously.
And he's just playing it by ear. Like, let me see what I can find.
So these patterns,
maybe
the patterns of...
his MO.
Is that he doesn't have an MO. Right. Maybe that is his MO. Sure. Because they're saying the patterns are too loose. So the strangulations had been different in every single case. They had been strangled with something different. It was something that was already in the house, which seems like more of a crime of opportunity.
Correct.
It just, there were signs of rape on some, but not others. Mm-hmm. So they were just like, there's something is not right. We're not making the connection. And they didn't even consider the case of Caroline Love part of any of this.
Because she's still not been found.
She's missing.
Right.
Yeah, so she's not even, they're not looking at her as...
Oh, crap. I hope she's not the one doing it.
Listen.
Lord have
Don't
mercy.
tell my story.
Oh.
So, March 9th, I'm going to go through these March murders.
Okay.
March 9th.
Okay.
Betty Balcom.
Okay.
She missed her shift at Bojangles.
Okay.
The same manager that Caroline Love worked for, still working there. She worked for him. He immediately is concerned. He's like, oh, God, I've got another employee, female, not showing up for work. I've done this before. So the next day, when she doesn't show up the second time, he calls police. He's like, I ain't going to anybody's apartment. I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
So the police go to her apartment, and they find Betty face down in her bed.
Oh, Betty.
Strangled with a towel noose.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Fully clothed. She had been dead more than 24 hours. And her apartment was in complete disarray from the struggle.
Did you say her apartment?
Her apartment.
Apartment.
Yes. Her department.
Department. I thought you said apartment.
No, but I did say it kind of quickly. Quickly. Her apartment.
All right.
Okay, so, but this time they noticed there's a missing TV and VCR.
Oh, dang.
They didn't notice anything missing before.
Right.
In the other apartments.
Maybe they didn't have a TV or VCR.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And this time Betty's car was missing.
Damn it.
So this is all new. So now
Who got Betty's car?
Who took Betty's car? So they start checking local pawn shops for the TV and the VCR.
Right.
And then they actually, as they're driving around, here we go, we're checking all the shops.
Nobody can see you driving.
Okay, well, I'm driving. Do. And I'm using my notebook as the steering wheel, everybody. Just imagine.
It all makes sense.
Okay, so they're looking, and then they get a call from dispatch as they're searching these pawn shops. And there was a boyfriend of a woman who just called and said he found his girlfriend dead.
Lord have mercy.
So when they arrive at this place, they realize they're in the same exact complex as where Betty was. They were just there.
Oh, golly.
So they're like, what the hell? So, and they were there earlier that day. So this is the same day. And then they get called. So this apartment, again, complete chaos. Brandy Henderson had been discovered by her boyfriend when he came home from his night shift job. He found the apartment to be ransacked, and Vanessa had been strangled with towels. So we do have towels. Okay. And they had a 10-month-old baby. That baby was barely alive with a garrote still around his neck.
I'm sorry, who?
A garrote.
What's a garrote?
That's what killed John Bonet. It's the thing that you twist.
Oh, like
in
the
back
paintbrush, like a piece of wood or whatever. Somebody tried.
It's a string, and you twist it with this. It's like you can use this as a garrote. So you put put loops and loops,
has her
and then
pen. She's holding her pen.
Yes, and you put a loop of the string here, and then around their neck, and then you just start twisting.
Right.
It's a twist tie.
Yeah.
Like for bread.
Well, with John Bonet, it was a piece of a paintbrush.
Yes, but that's what they had used as the garrote. So anyway.
Somebody tried to kill the baby?
Yes, completely. Now, the first baby was on the couch sleeping. So this baby was near death. So
what the hell?
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. So, all right. The lead detective called all the detectives in and said, we are going to sit in this room. Where my voice go? We're going to sit in this room. We're going to review all the case notes. We're going to whiteboard the shit out of this. I don't even know if they had whiteboards back then. We're going to chalkboard the hell out of this. And we're going to try to find the similarities. Where did they work? Who did they know? Where did they hang out? Everything. So one name kind of popped out for everybody. This man's name was Henry Louis Wallace. And a victim of what had appeared to be a fire back in August of 93 had actually known him as well. Her name was Valencia Jumper, and I didn't even cover her because she was killed in a fire. Oh. And the coroner ruled her death accident by fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but it turns out that Valencia Jumper was good friends with Wallace's sister.
Oh.
So then both Shauna and Audrey had both worked at the same Taco Bell for the same manager named
Courtney Love.
And Henry Wallace as well.
Is that her name? Is it really Courtney Love?
No.
Okay, I was like, Because she's kind of famous, so you
No,
wouldn't
it was
think.
Caroline Love, and Caroline Love, they're not even looking at her. You know why? Because she's not part of this, because she's missing.
Oh, right.
Right. But Shauna.
Wait, so who?
Shauna, the girl. Okay,
Who's
Shauna.
the girl?
Shauna.
No.
What are you asking me?
Henry Wallace.
He was the manager, store manager at the Taco Bell.
And his sister is?
We're not there yet.
Oh.
We're not there. Valencia was good friends with his sister.
And
that's all we know.
You haven't told us who it is.
And so then Shauna and Audrey both worked for the Taco Bell manager named Henry Wallace.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Michelle Stinson often went to the Taco Bell on her lunch break from the Bojangles.
Mm-hmm.
And she was often seen chatting it up with Henry Wallace.
Mm.
And then Vanessa Mack was the sister of one of Wallace's ex-girlfriends.
Mm.
Wallace is all over the place.
Yeah, he's coming up a lot.
Betty was friends of Wallace's current girlfriend, Sadie.
Mm.
Do you remember that name?
I do, because you like that name.
And Sadie was the roommate of Carolyn Love.
Courtney Love.
Carolyn Love, the first girl that was missing.
Right.
Okay. Brandy Henderson, the girl with the 10-month-old that got strangled. She was the girlfriend of this man named Verness Wood, who was a good friend of Henry Wallace.
Oh, dear.
Wallace had been to their home and knew that Wood worked
killing all
night
his
shift.
friends?
So Wallace's current girlfriend, Sadie McKnight, was the roommate of Caroline Love. And then they go, oh my God, Caroline Love, she was missing. We know who she is. So now she's in this mix too.
Okay.
Okay.
Not the serial killer I thought she was.
No, she's not a serial killer.
But now
No.
I'm starting to wonder what the hell is wrong with Sadie.
Well, police go and talk to Sadie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got some splaining to do.
Okay, well, first of all, Sadie didn't live with Wallace. Okay. She lived with Caroline.
I understand what you're saying.
So she didn't know his comings and goings.
But you know if your boyfriend's a serial killer. Come on.
They hadn't been dating that long.
Okay.
Okay, so when they go talk to her, she is shocked when she realizes that they are actually saying that he is a serial killer.
Mm.
And she's like, there's no way. He is gentle. He's such a nice guy. Like, it's crazy. And he's this little guy. He's just this little nice guy. And he's got a full-time job. And he works hard. And he's nice to everybody. Everybody loves him. So, but then she goes like that.
Oh, she hit her head with her palm. Because, again, you guys can't see what she's doing.
No, but if you could, you would be doing it with me. Because she realizes that
she
recently...
did not have her V8.
No. Recently, he had given her some jewelry.
Oh, Lord. She got
And the
dead
jewelry that he gave her seemed kind of familiar.
Sticky, like it had a sticky red.
No, it just looked familiar. And she realizes that it was once Caroline's jewelry, her roommate's jewelry.
Oh.
She's wearing her dead roommate's jewelry that got killed by her boyfriend. The girl's like, holy FUC.
Wow.
And Karen is the last one. So Karen is the last letter.
Oh,
So-
I'm like, what are you talking
So she was
about?
actually-
Somebody named Karen's in this too?
So she was actually wearing those earrings in the interview.
Lord have
Freaking
mercy.
the flipping hell out.
Were they made out of hair? Because you know some
No.
people like hair jewelry.
No, they were not. They were
Okay.
just some, I'm going to say they were just some silpata jewelry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they were.
Why you got to bring silpana in it?
Because I couldn't think of no other kind of jewelry. All right, so they go on March 11th and they arrest Wallace. As they're transporting him, they get another phone call.
Somebody else?
Another body has been discovered.
Is it Courtney Caroline?
No.
Oh, damn.
Excuse me, I got to wet my whistle. Deborah Slaughter, which is an unfortunate name,
Oh, wow.
had been found in her apartment, raped, beaten, stabbed, choked. And she had a piece of linen cloth stuffed down her throat in her windpipe.
Oh, that's not nice.
And she was his last victim. And she was a friend of Wallace. She was like, there was a direct connection. They were
Right.
friends.
I'm going to have to check my friends.
I know. So he killed her less than 48 hours before they arrested him.
Mm.
So eventually he goes to the police station and he's there for hours upon hours upon hours. And he actually confesses to all 9 murders, plus tells them in 92 he killed a local prostitute. And he dumped her body in some woods. And oh, by the way, that's also where he dumped Caroline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in his confession, he gave some really gross and chilling details that I will not put down on paper.
Thank you.
I read every one of them. And I might not have slept too good last night because it's awful. So, and his motivations were always sexual, but he didn't always succeed in raping the person.
Right.
But Shauna, he had raped her, but he put her in the tub and they never picked up that she had been raped because he had washed her body.
Gross.
So I know. So,
and it really was him by himself?
By himself.
Dang.
He was just sloppy.
Just out of control.
So he said the robberies did help with his heroin addiction, though. So that's why occasionally he would steal some things.
So glad they
but
could
he
help
tried
him
to
out.
steal things that were not obvious. Like he took $50 in cash out of Shauna's purse,
So nobody
but she
would know.
had a lot of cash in there.
Right.
So he just took 50.
50.
Right. He did take the roll of quarters, but he thought nobody's going to know.
Because he had to do laundry. Duh.
He needed some, I guess you can pay for heroin in quarters. I don't know.
But you got to wash the blood out.
He didn't do laundry. He bought heroin.
Are you sure? Because he might have had to do laundry.
He didn't do no laundry.
What if it got on his Bojangles uniform?
Well, that's true. He did work at Taco Bell, though, so I don't think he wore that Bojangles uniform very often to Taco Bell.
All right. Well, you don't know.
So he said it felt really good to confess and unburden himself.
Oh,
I'm so happy that he just
happy.
felt good about himself over this.
Wow.
At one point, one of the detectives alluded to the thought that maybe he was schizophrenic.
Maybe.
But Wallace said, nope, there's only one Henry, and that's bad Henry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so Henry is just an asshole. So before trial, Wallace tries to have his confession suppressed because he said it was coerced.
Of course.
But when they looked through the hours upon hours of tape, they realized not only was it not coerced, but the man wouldn't shut the hell up.
Right. He was volunteering information.
He had diarrhea of the mouth.
Right.
So they go to trial, and the defense tried to present that Wallace was an emotionally unstable and mentally ill man because of his past. There was this whole paragraph that I read about how he was raised and boo-hoo and blah, blah. I don't care.
Right.
Me no care. So I didn't write it.
I don't believe you.
No. So the jury also said they don't care.
Yeah.
And so they convicted him of 9 counts of first-degree murder. They sentenced him to death. Goodbye.
Bye.
All of his auto appeals have been denied.
Mm-hmm.
He is in Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really crazy because where I went to college, we were only like 2 miles from that maximum security death row prison. Why would you put a girls' college there?
I don't know.
Oh, no. So anyway, when he first arrived at Central Prison, he had to be separated from the general population because he was easily drawn into fights because he would go into a rage.
Right.
But at only 180 pounds, he really came out on the losing end of all of those fights.
Wow.
Now he weighs 400 pounds.
Lord have mercy.
And he is no longer separated, and he's in general population with everybody else.
Because he can fend for himself.
Seems like it. But I do want you to know that in 1998...
How did he get to be 400 pounds?
They eat a lot of bologna and white bread.
I just don't understand
And
how you
cheese.
can be 400 pounds in prison.
I suppose he's eating pretty good. I mean, he's been there since
Are you
the
sure
90s.
he didn't like beef up? Is it all muscle?
Oh, he's like, I think he's fluffy.
Oh,
he's a rotund fella.
wow.
Yeah. So,
He must get a lot of little Debbies.
well, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's something. In 1998,
Mm-hmm.
there was a prison nurse, and she married Wallace.
That is just
Like,
so
come on.
So very sweet. So,
She still visits him regularly, and she probably sneaks him little Debbie's, and that's why he weighs 400 pounds.
wow.
She still visits him.
That's so nice.
So I think we
I'm not
should
going
go.
to visit Bad Henry.
I don't want to go see Henry. I want to go throw bologna and little Debbie's at this stupid prison nurse that comes to visit him all the
I
time.
don't want to do that either because she probably got some nasty connections out there.
Probably because she was the prison nurse.
Right.
And then she gave up her career to marry him.
Yeah. She bad.
Ew.
Are you sure she gave up her career?
She doesn't work at that prison anymore.
Well, but she could work at a different prison.
Well, she doesn't work at that prison. It just said she gave up her career at that prison.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I would be...
The only reason I'm going back to Raleigh is to go to Char Grill.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that I don't think that if you are married to a prisoner that's on death row that you should get to be a prison nurse at any prison.
I personally agree with that, but I mean, I'm not one to make the rules.
No, you're not one to make the rules, but I'm just saying, if they asked you your opinion, what would it be?
I would say, no, ma'am, you may not marry a death row inmate at your prison or any other prison for that matter.
Or...
he has been found guilty by a jury of his
I don't
peers.
think that prisoners should be able to get married while they're in prison. Sorry. I just don't think that's something, especially if you're there on death row.
No, it's all about the freaking rates.
But I definitely don't think that she should be able to be a prison nurse anywhere in the whole world. Not just our country, the entire world.
Right.
If she is married to a guy in prison. I just think that's, somehow it's conflict of interest. So, anyway.
Maybe she...
That's not murder.
There you go. Well, that was a murder. That was mini.
Guess what he's called?
What?
The Taco Bell Strangler.
Oh.
That's how I found him.
Wow, Taco Bell Strangler.
Yes. Yeah, so here's the question.
You were trying to Google Taco Bell near me and Strangler came up instead?
It did.
Wow.
Yep. Because he was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
And somehow when I Google things, Verizon thinks I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina all the time.
Because you bought a new phone, I'm sure paid a pretty penny for it, but I have a sneaking suspicion it was repurposed.
Mm-hmm. And it was originally connected to a tower in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
But the question is...
it belongs to a prison nurse.
Or a prisoner. So here's the question. Was he truly a serial killer?
I do believe he was.
I don't.
No.
Because serial killers... they kill strangers.
I know, but I think that you can...
And he was very sloppy. I don't think he should get to be a serial killer. I think he just has to stay the strangler.
Oh, no. I think he's a serial killer. Because they're the worst of the worst, right?
Yeah. And I mean, he killed people that he knew.
He did.
Like, that's how he got in their houses and there was no forced entry.
Right. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah. They were like, oh, hey, Henry. Oh, my God, you're such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you bring any tacos?
Mm-hmm. Or Bojangles.
Can I get a chalupa?
Can I get me a Mexican pizza?
I don't even know what that is.
Well, they don't even have it on the menu anymore.
Oh, no.
It's tragic.
I don't like Taco Bell has some stuff that has like a shredded cheese. I am not a big fan of the liquid cheese.
No, I don't like it.
Get on board with the liquid cheese.
No, but most of the time their stuff has shredded.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't melt, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, is it cheese?
Maybe.
Yeah, it is shredded though.
I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Okay, so we're going to put it on pause because I need to pull my cookies out of the oven.
Girl, she ain't started her cookies.
Listen, I'm going to torch these cookies.
She put that stuff, sorry, Mama, in the freezer and she ain't pulled it out yet. So
I mean, I pulled it out, but it was still sticky.
We're going to defrost some cookie dough and eat it.
Yeah,
so
we'll
be right back.
And then I'm going to torch it.
That's right.
Bye. I mean, hold on.
Please hold. We're back.
Hi, y'all. We're back, and I got to torch things, and I only set a couple of fires. It's no big deal. The fire department didn't even have to come. So.
It's amazing. It's the first time in a long time there's no fire in my kitchen.
Yay. So we're going to taste these little suckers. They smell good.
That is delicious.
I enjoy that. I enjoy. Well, guys, y'all need the recipe to this. They're very chocolatey. They have chocolate chips in them, and they're chocolate. And it's really good chocolate.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
You did a really good job.
Thank you. And it's got little toasty marshmallows on it.
And I can taste that chili
just
right
a
in the
little
back
bit.
of my throat.
Mm-hmm. And it's got some little salt flakes on the top. It's very delightful.
Yeah, you're going to want this recipe, y'all.
That gets all the good taste buds.
It's good stuff.
All right, guys. Well.
Next batch is ready. Why don't you start talking about social media?
Okay. Do you know what to do in there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We have social media. We have Instagram. And our name or handle or our personality on Instagram is at Sugar Coated Murder.
Yeah.
So easy to find us. We also have 2 Facebook pages. Those Facebook pages are...
We must be really important to have 2 Facebook pages.
Yeah, we have a fan page that's Sugar Coated Murder fan page group, Sugar Coated Murder podcast fan page group. And then we have a regular page that's Sugar Coated Murder podcast. The group is private. You have to ask to join it. No problem. We let everybody in because we desperately want love and attention. And the public one is there for the public. And if you're on the group fan page, then you get the episodes a day early. And, you just get to hang out with us a lot. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're on Twitter. We're on Sugar Murder. We're at Sugar Murder on Twitter.
We're just a couple of twits.
We are twitting away. We're on TikTok. Don't remember that one. Sugar Coated Pod or Sugar Coated Murder Pod. I think that's what it is.
Something.
Mm-hmm. Our email is the most important part right now.
Yes.
Because that's how you send us email to let us know, A, you like us, B, what kind of murder you want us to do, C, ask for recipes, B,
suggestions.
I went backwards. And number 4 is...
I don't know how to use this.
I know you don't.
It's good. I'm going to figure it out.
Okay, because I did without directions. It's the craziest thing. So, and also you can send us recipes to try. So that's murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com. And we love you guys. And we want you to stay sweet and don't murder.
No, because if you kill people, we will set things on fire.
We're going to set things on fire and talk about you. Yeah, she thinks she's all big and bad because she's going to do it better than me. She ain't doing it better than me. She's going to catch every one of them on fire just like I did.
Oh, Lord.
But that's how you get the toasty marshmallow.
That's right. That's the best part.
I know. So, we love you guys. We want you all to keep listening to us. And if you don't mind, oh, God, she's setting the whole house on fire now. Jeez. So, if y'all don't mind, I know that we probably are going to be burning down the house soon. But if you could go onto whatever platform you listen to us on and subscribe, rate, and follow us, that would be super nice. And then if you want to leave us a nice little review, do that too. Mm-hmm. But that really puts us up in the lists and easier to find. And when that happens, we get more listeners, and more listeners means we keep going. So, and don't forget that we also have a link tree, and that link tree has all sorts of links on it. You can buy us a coffee.
I love a coffee.
Me too. We need lots of coffee. And when you buy us a coffee, you could actually buy us a vanilla, because we're almost out of vanilla.
We're gonna solve that issue.
We're gonna solve it, but for now, we need vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
we're tea ambassadors, y'all.
We're tea ambassadors. The link is there. We got some really fun huckleberry tea we're about to try. It's
Can't
gonna
wait.
be.
It smells so good.
I know, and it's blue.
Blue.
I love that.
I love a huckleberry.
I love it. So, that tea tree, you can buy our tea tree. No, that's my
it's
shampoo.
plum tea.
The link tree has our affiliate link to buy tea.
Yes.
It's got our merchandise links on it.
Yeah.
And it's also got some of the major platforms, and you can easily go in there and hit that link up as well.
Yeah, you can order a face mask even if you wanted.
Yeah, or an apron.
Oh my God, how fun.
Yes, you can be a part of us.
You could be part of the Sugar Coated Murder Baking Team.
Yes, and we have exciting stuff coming also for your Echo Dot, so stay tuned for that.
Oh my golly.
Yes.
Also known as Alexa.
And eventually it will, she just went, go to bed, Alexa, go night-night. And also Google Home, which I think she's in direct competition with.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I think they have arguments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff is coming, so stay tuned. And guys, the next time you hear us, we'll be cooking and slaying in the kitchen with our friend Lyndon.
Oh, cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-ta.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.